Hello everybody and welcome to week 15 of the 2018 NFL season. I'm your host Cody P, where if you didn't know me at first, you'd probably think I'm a Titans fan right now. Yes, for those who don't follow me on social media, I've always talked about starting a jersey collection of all my favorite players, and I have officially begun. Starting with my own Marcus Mariota jersey. For those who don't know, that's him right here too. Mariota is currently the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, but he also was a quarterback for the Oregon Ducks for a couple of years, including leading them over Florida State in one of the Cotton Bowl, I think it was, and then leading Oregon to the national title, unfortunately falling to Ohio State. Star players like Ezekiel and a couple others. I don't even remember who the quarterback was, so I'm not even going to look it up. But anywho, yes. And for those wondering who the next jersey is, well, that depends. If the Rams make the Super Bowl this year, it'll be a Brandon Cooks Super Bowl jersey. If not, don't know yet. We'll have to look and see how things go. But anywho, different setup. We're gonna have a little fun. Hopefully this will be the permanent setup, but we shall see. Anywho, recapping last week, I got my computer set up over here so I can actually look at it and tell you everything. Last week, probably my best week so far, overall. For both categories. Straight up, 10-6. You give, you take. Life happens. Oh well. And then against the spread, 11-5. Go me. Damn you, Chargers. But outside of that, some games you didn't expect to win. Colts are making a good push. And my brain's already failing me. But yeah, like I said, if the Rams are gonna lose a game, one more game, because no one's gonna go 15-1. You're gonna go 14-2. That's fair. It's going to be in Chicago. Cold weather game to a good Bears team with a really great Bears defense. And boy, did it show up. There's been some conflict on whether or not people don't like low-scoring games anymore. And I'm just like, I don't mind low-scoring games, personally. As long as the defense is the one that's making plays and making it entertaining. Unlike the Monday night game where the first 3 quarters of the game, hypothetically, I turned it off at halftime. But when the first half of the game was punt after punt after punt after punt after punt after Russell Wilson red zone interception. Kill the play if it's not there. That's my advice to you. But anyway, that brings my season total to 126.80 and the 2 ties straight up, and a below average 89, 108, and 9 against the spread. And doing the math for the regular season, if I want to turn that into positive, I need to go 34 and 14 in my final spread picks to be over 500. Therefore, averaging less than 5 incorrects in the regular season. And as we all know, Week 17 is one of the worst seasons to predict. But alas, we'll figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. We will figure it out. On to the game, shall we? The first game I'm going to look at, ladies and gentlemen, is when the Cleveland Browns head to Denver, where the Broncos are currently 3-point favorites at home. Denver, if they had any shot of snagging a 6th seed, all those were destroyed in their trip to Santa Clara, where they lost, upsettingly-ish, call it upset, call it whatever, to the Niners. That loss of Emmanuel Sanders on the offense is killed them a lot. Case Keenum, who is a below-average quarterback, but a steady quarterback nonetheless, had nowhere to go, had no legit weapons, and made it a surprisingly closer game than it felt. And that defense, for what it's worth, outside of that George Kittle play, pretty much held them in check, give or take. But nonetheless, now Denver gets to play host to the Cleveland Browns, who are now winners of 5 games in this season, including an impressive home win against a Carolina team who has shot themselves in the foot enough times that their foot, feet, legs, and lower half of the body look like Swiss cheese. Nonetheless, Cleveland's coming in. Cleveland, who, yes, they're not making the playoffs, but could, if by some miracle, sneak it, and have been rolling high and mighty. In Denver, who, again, has no weapons and faced a crappier San Fran team, Cleveland, believe it or not, is a better team with a better defense and a better offense, with better weapons and better players overall. Henceforth, Denver, the home field advantage is a big deal, where 8-11 wins like with Pittsburgh, having that home crowded field advantage and the mile-high elevation. What is it? They're like 5,000 or more above sea level. It's hard to play in Denver, folks. It's hard to play in Denver. But nonetheless, I think Cleveland's a better team overall, and I think Cleveland is going to steal a win out of Denver, and you're going to get the points anyway. Stick with Cleveland Browns plus the 3. Second game we're going to look at has the Dallas Cowboys heading over to Indianapolis, where the Colts are 3-point favorites at home. Indy with a much impressive statement win in Houston, beating the Texans. And Dallas with a much needed win over Philadelphia, essentially clinching the division to them. Unless some miraculous BS happens and Dallas shoots themselves more in the feet than Carolina does. But that is unlikely, not considering Philadelphia will more than likely be without Carson Wentz for the rest of the year. Then again, that worked for them last year, but they also had home field advantage last year, so you can see why. Oh well. Now they get a Cowboys team in who pretty much has nothing to play for at this point more than the 3rd seed. Competing with Chicago for that 3rd seed. Which, give or take, Chicago, who's going to be hosting Green Bay, could potentially go for. Indy, on the other hand, is fighting for their playoff lives, going for a 6th seed. Or potentially a late steal in the division, but at this rate, I don't think they'll get it. But either way, this win's more crucial for Indianapolis than it is for Dallas. Although, if I am to be frank, I think Dallas is legit an underrated team. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl worthy, or if they'll even get past a or even if they can win their wild card game, which we all know they're going to most likely win their division. They can create some noise, and Indianapolis still doesn't look that impressive to me. I mean, Andrew Luck is a competent, I shouldn't say competent, I'll get some people pissed off, is a good quarterback on a team that, lacks much brand names. T.Y. Hilton is a top receiver. Can't say top 5, and I really can't say top 10 either. You can make your arguments if you like. And Darius Leonard, at this point, is considered a top 3 candidate for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm debating it still, but we'll get back to that. Follow me on Twitter for when I release my opinion and my votes. But anywho, I think Dallas is the overall better team. And I think Indianapolis, after that rush of excitement in Houston, I think they're going to stumble a little bit against Dallas, who is a top 5 defense and is a top 5 running team. I think they're top 5 running team. I don't know. Elliott's a top back, better than Lamar Miller, better. And Dak, you can debate. I know Deshaun Watson, but I like Deshaun Watson more than Dak, but you can debate that. They're 50-50 right now. At the end of the day, I think Dallas takes this one. Cements their lead in the division, and they're going to push for a 3rd seed against Chicago. And Chicago could possibly fall this weekend. So that 3rd seed's up for grabs for them. And you're going to get the points anyway, so take the Dallas Cowboys plus 3. And the final game we're going to look at, oh boy, is when New England's heading to Pittsburgh, where right now the Steelers are 2-point dogs at home. Who remembers last year with the Jesse James game? Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? Who knows? Who cares? Pittsburgh's one opportunity to get home field against New England, and had they won that game, probably wouldn't have had to deal with Jacksonville, and we wouldn't be having this discussion. I guess, yeah, now by modern day rules, today rules that they updated, that technically was a catch, but alas it wasn't. But even if that ruling standard, whatever, the following plays Pittsburgh portrayed were dumb enough that they should have lost that game anyway. So, as a fly-hard black and purple fan, it was nice to see the black and gold shoot themselves in the foot. I like saying that a lot nowadays, shooting yourself in the foot. Oh well, what am I to say? So with that, and Pittsburgh is still, speaking of shooting themselves in the foot, shot themselves in the foot for the last 3 games in a row, losing 3, and now essentially is going to concede the division to Baltimore, unless they win one of these 2 next crucial games, hosting New England and then going down to NOLA. If they lose both those games, chances are Baltimore steals that division from them. But alas, for whatever reason, Pittsburgh cannot beat New England to save their lives. And yes, now New England's not that team that we thought they were. And don't look at the Miami game, because New England, for whatever reason, struggles in Miami. And not even struggling, they just went on some BS play, which arguably was a questionable coaching decision to put a big tight end in there to play safety. But then again, what do I know? I'm just some guy who predicts football games and hopes that he gets them right. Pittsburgh, they're not going to have any answers, and I think New England's just something psychological. Like I said, Oakland has something psychologically against Pittsburgh. New England has something psychologically against Pittsburgh. 2 points, low enough, you can get away with it. Take New England, and the 2 points you're getting. And I have hiccups. Fantastic. And the only thing I suck about camera glasses, camera lens, or that's not even the camera, that's the computer. Anywho, I scoot over here, become your games, and I discuss them with you right here because I am a man of the people. As you look over here, I believe the Chiefs will manhandle the Chargers. I think the Chargers are a good 5th seed, but it wouldn't surprise me if they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Granted. Then again, with the Ravens, and more than likely them sticking with Lamar Jackson for the rest of the season and postseason if they get there, I think with Ravens, you're either hosting the Chargers or going to Houston. That's how I see it. But then again, with Pittsburgh shooting themselves in the foot, you might not have to worry about that. You're more than likely probably going to end up hosting the LA Chargers. Oh well. But yeah, Casey takes away with them, goes off, calls it a day. And plus, the Chargers are going to be without Melvin Gordon and believe Austin Eckler as well. So there's not going to be any run game. I like Houston, and I like Cleveland. Falcons win, but with how bad they've been performing lately, and with how... I'm saying underrated because I want to root for Arizona, but at the same time, they hurt me so much. I think Arizona covers. 9 points is too much. Lions win in Buffalo. Minnesota gets a dummy win because they're going to get at least one more. And Minnesota, at this point, is the only team left to take the 6th seed. And with games against Miami and Detroit coming up, they really shouldn't lose. Like, it's gift wrapped. Whether or not Minnesota wants to take it, that's up to them. Ravens manhandle the Bucks. The Bucks are a bad team, and Ravens are a good team, and the Ravens are at home. Titans take the Giants. Bengals beat the Raiders in the crap bowl that no one cares about. I mean, if you care about Cincinnati or Oakland, I understand. But you're both not going to the playoffs. Seattle gets an easy win over the Niners. Rams are going to destroy the Eagles now that the Eagles don't have Carson Wentz. They're going to go back to Nick Foles. I mean, Nick Foles might pull off some late magic, but I think that at this point the Eagles are too little too late to save their season. So, give or take, it'd just be that way. And the Saints win, but the Panthers keep it close. I'm going to put the Panthers win this game for forever, but they've given me no reason to believe them. Especially after a 5-game losing streak. After starting 6-2. I have no reason to believe them. But it is a division game, so I expect them to keep it close. And those are your games. We're going to go into fantasy. Fantasy in the League of Assholes has started officially, everyone. Starting off with the following games. 4-seeded Teddy heads to myself with the lock to the 1 seed on a 12-2 record. And in the other playoff game, we'll have Micah and Chris. Battle of Brothers. One of them will go to the championship. And then our consolation bracket, Keith will face Sean. Sean, who was, ever so close to making a playoff spot. The battle for the 4th seed between Teddy and Sean was an interesting battle. It relied on both Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen to have good games. But we all forget Kirk Cousins is their quarterback. Henceforth, they were limited. And playing in a hostile environment like Seattle has its casualties. And that's that. Well, not much to talk about. Playoffs just started. And this will be Nathan's 2nd year in a row missing the playoffs. He wants to argue about the scored points, but when I think he had like a 5-9 record. I don't want to hear it. You lost games. And then in the Lottery League, Upset City, Murat beat Carter. A 6-7 team, yes, a 6-7 team beat one of the top teams in the Lottery League. Therefore, I don't know how the seeding works, but I guess it's not going to work like I thought it would. So Murat's now going to go play me. And the winner and Stat beat Drew with his ungodly team. Ungodly team. A bunch of trades that somehow worked in his favor. Go gets to play Brian, who is considered the top team in our playoffs this season. And in the consolation bracket, you can see it right here. I'm not going to get too much into it. But yes, the highlighted games you're going to get, Stat v. Brian and Murat v. myself, with a chance for the championship game and the top prize. Which, I don't remember the top prize, so I'm just going to stick a little thing at the bottom of this to tell you what the top prize is. And with that is everything here. We are 3 weeks away from the playoffs, NFL playoffs, and about, 50 days away, maybe more, a little under, I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but about 50 days away from Super Bowl 53. So with that, more teams are eliminated, more teams will be eliminated this week, and more people will secure their spot. And I want to thank everyone for watching this week's video. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you also join us on the NFL YouTube Prognosticators channel. A lot of people talk, a lot of people say intelligent stuff, a lot of people say stupid stuff. And follow me on all social media, so that way you can see me make fun of Gio for having faith in Kirk Cousins. Why do people have faith in Kirk Cousins? You saw him in Washington for 3 years. I don't feel sorry for you people. It's Kirk Cousins. What do you expect? With that, I bid you all a farewell, and I shall see you in Week 16.